What's going on, YouTube? Just coming through with another update, sort of. This one I really wanted to talk about one thing, the essence of being a loser. Just kind of dive into it a little bit deeper than normal, because we're all about that deep thought on this channel. Kind of exploring ideas, ideas, and then going from there. This time, I wanted to explore the essence of being a loser. What exactly is a loser, and how did I become a loser? So first thing is we have the definition of a loser, and it says right here that's a person or thing that loses or has lost something, especially a game or a contest. Um, I'm all about not getting what I want, um, losing out on things that I want, um, and conceptually becoming a loser in essence through my failures. Now, most people, they go through their life and they have some form of success or something to draw from that keeps them going. Me personally, since I don't have that, I have to draw something else that keeps me going. And really, the only thing that keeps me going at this point is the fact that I have one goal, and that's to release an album this summer. If it wasn't for that, I would have already blown my brains out and been done with it all. Um, but really, music is striving me to go forward. Um, thing is because really, like, I don't give a damn if I'm here or not. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, I know that sounds off-putting or whatever, but it's not. I'm not gonna actively. I'm not actively trying to kill myself. But I'm also not. Don't give a damn if I exist. It's just kind of one of those things that nobody would nobody would really miss me. So um, it is what it is. Um, that's the situation I'm currently in. It's liable to change in the future. I don't know. More than likely not, because I'm going down the wrong path. Uh, I guess, but I don't really care anymore. So it is what it is. But that's another topic. Essentially, I just want to talk about being a loser. How did I become a loser? And maybe give you guys advice on how not to be a loser, not to be like me. So we'll kind of break it down. So we've kind of defined loser as somebody that um, has lost something, lost at something, game, contest, and we could even go down into something that you want, like when I'm pursuing women, getting rejected. That could be counted as a loss, and therefore declares me as a loser in that particular instance. And I don't think anybody who gets rejected is necessarily a loser, but I think the overall consensus is if your losses are bigger than your wins, then you are by definition a loser. Um, and it's nothing personal. I'm just going off the definition here and kind of interpreting it in my own way. Um, so with all my losses and the few gains that I do have, it's just kind of there's not even equilibrium there. It's just I have so few wins versus so many losses. Like I've been rejected. Um, I've been trying to get girls since I was 16, and I'm turning 28 this summer. So it's about 12 years. And there's been some years where I haven't asked out too many girls, but I'd say over the past 6, 7 years, I've actively been trying to get girls. Um, these past 2 years, I've kind of cut back a little bit, but there was a period between like I was 21, 22, all the way to 25, 26, where I was actively pursuing girls. It was like a daily grind type deal, and no luck. So you could say that average. This is not including dating websites and stuff. I've probably approached and been rejected by um, 250 to 300 girls, somewhere in there. Now, that's anywhere from flat out rejection to got a date set up and they didn't show up. Just various instances where different things occurred. And some of those were valid reasons for rejection. Some of those were lies that they construed because they didn't want to be around me. Um, Really, it just breaks down to different little situations. So, it doesn't matter now because it's in the past. I've already been rejected. I've already been declared as a loser. Pretty much anyone in my local metro will tell you that I'm a loser. It's become a thing. Like, it's really weird, but you could ask anybody around here; they'll tell you, they'll vouch for me. It's become, I guess, like Mental Circus said, um, it's become an identity. Well, not necessarily failure and loser, because even though those coincide, I'm more known as a loser than a failure. Although my failures led up to me being a loser. Now, this breaks down into another thing here because I wasn't always considered a loser. I think the thing is repetition and failure and failing to do the things that needed to be done. It's kind of like when you're presented with a situation that matters most and you've been practicing and practicing and practicing, and then that day comes where you have to perform that action perfectly and you fuck it up. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell, except it wasn't just one or two or three or four times. This is different, various different times throughout my life. If it had been somebody else, they would have executed perfectly and moved on. But for me, even when I have that confidence, I go in there, um, it's like some magical thing in the universe, and I fuck up. It's amazing. Like I really wish I should wear a body cam and I could. You guys would be able to witness it. It's crazy. But anyway, really, like I said, being a loser is not necessarily the instance of losing. I mean, yeah, you're a loser for that moment, but how do you become like a loser, known as a loser? I guess. How does that identity form? And that's through consistent failures, um, consistent failures in front of people, consistent. Um, well, I guess that's pretty much it. I can't really elaborate on that because consistent failure in front of other people. I mean, they're gonna deem you as a loser, and then when you become self-aware and you see other people seeing you as a loser, then you come to the general consensus that that in a democracy, these people must be right. So therefore, I am a loser, and now the identity has become formed. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have the ability or capability or genetics to climb out from that title. It's something that's going to stick with me for the rest of my life, as long as I'm in this metro. Maybe even outside of there by now. I'm sure other people know. Stay away from that guy. He's a loser. Kind of how it is. So, and then the things that follow after that, people don't want to hang out with you. You can't get girls. It's just one thing after another, and then now you're in isolation. And like I said, the only thing keeping me going is music. And if it wasn't for that, like I said, I honestly wouldn't be here right now. You guys wouldn't have to listen to me complain and do all that shit. But it is what it is. So that's how I became a loser. Things that you can do to avoid becoming a loser. One, don't put yourself in a situation where there's a chance of failure. Because if people see that and they see you fail, they lose confidence in you. And you can sense that, and then you start to lose confidence in yourself, and that just feeds off itself, and then you fail again and again and again, and then you become the loser. So avoid those type of situations publicly. You know, if you fail privately, that's different, because that's how you get good at things. Is you fail privately over and over and over until you figure out a method, then you do it publicly. Don't put yourself in a position to where you're going to fail publicly in front of people. Self or not really self image, but the image you project on other people heavily influences your life. People's perception of you is not really based on what you think of yourself, but how you present yourself. You can form a lie about yourself in the same way Hitler did and how he got the power. You can do the same thing. Like I said, it's not about how you see yourself. It's about how you get others to see you. Like I could think that I'm a loser all day, but if I don't project that, like it's different. If I can get other people to believe that I'm not a loser, then I'm not a loser. What you think about yourself doesn't matter as far as progressing in life and getting the things you want. What does matter is what you get other people to think of you, their perspective. So it's not about your perspective of you; it's about their perspective of you. And unfortunately, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. But sure, there's various ways you can manipulate that. And like I said, the one thing you don't want to do is put yourself in a situation where failure can occur and where failure is consistent. The second thing I can say is practice when you can. Just kind of like use it in between times. You know, maybe like on your lunch break. Um, Maybe like singing. You know, practice singing in your car, out in front of people. Practice singing on the way home, on the way to work, where people can't see you. And do this not only to where you feel confident and comfortable, but to where you know 100% that you're not going to fail. 100, you have to know 110% that you're not going to fail in front of people. Because if you do, you've just fucked your whole self image. That's it. That crowd of people will never respect you. It's the same thing in anything, like approaching girls, interviews. You fuck that up, you don't get the job. You fuck it up with a girl, you get rejected. And really, it comes down comes down to like a game of chess. One fucking wrong move, you're out. You're out. Done. And that's in a lot of things in life. Even you can even fuck up so bad that like your family doesn't want to associate with you. It can get pretty bad, and sometimes it's not even choice based. It's just constant failure. You know, it's not like you're trying to fail. You know, nobody wants to fail at something, but it manipulate it forms itself, manifests itself to be so, and that can be a struggle. So we got two things now. What? Practice in the in-between times. And don't practice in public. Or put yourself in a position where you can fail in front of people. Don't do that. Now, the last thing that you can really do to not come off as a failure is become a good liar. Become a really good liar. Because even if you do fail in front of people, if you are good at lying, you can manipulate their perspective, and that failure won't even matter. You'll be successful. You'll know you failed, but they won't know you failed. They'll think you succeeded. It's crazy, right? So, it's kind of like a safety net, really. So if you like fail in front of people and you're able to lie, then you have that safety net. And that really helps out a lot when you're trying to control people's perspective of you. Unfortunately, I didn't know this when I was younger, and now I'm a horrible liar. Of course, going forward, I'm going to start practicing that. Not necessarily on the people that I care about, but just people I don't know. I'm gonna see how that works in the field when I approach random people, and tell them lies about myself. Maybe dress nice, look nice, go out there, tell a girl I'm a CEO of a company, and just really build upon it. And not only that, I'm gonna have a pre-planned set of lies, so that way they're all consistent. And maybe even get some of my friends on there to vouch for me, and see how that plays out. Not necessarily because I want to lie and manipulate people, but I just want to see how it works. Because I'm. If you can lie to people, you can do what Hitler did. Which I'm not saying like Hitler did great things, but it is interesting that he lied his way to the top. Um, and it's not necessarily that you're gonna lie your way to the top to commit genocide, but it definitely helps to have that kind of a skill. So those are the three tips that I have for you is don't fail in public, or don't put yourself in a position to fail in public. Practice in the in between times, and if all else fails, lie your ass off. Lie the lie the shit out of it. Lie, just fucking lie. Even if they know it's a blatant lie, you stick to your guns and you lie. So these are, and I'm actually going to take my own advice on this and start following these steps, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's just kind of the way it is. Um, it's almost like a what they call it in court when you're when you the evidence is overwhelming, but you're still denying the crime. I think they call it a shaggy defense. It wasn't me, but yeah, that's like you have to go into that level of not lying. You like if there could be blatant evidence that you failed, and you still deny that shit. You still deny that shit. You cannot let them know that you're a failure in any way. So those are the three tips I have, so that way you don't end up like me in a situation where you're damn near 30. Um, I mean, take for granted I did get the promotion, so not not at like damn near minimum wage anymore, so that's cool. But I'm almost 30. Um, never kissed a girl. Never had sex. Never kissed a girl. I've only held hands with a girl once, but it was like platonic, so that doesn't even really count. Pretty depressing, honestly. But don't end up like me. Follow those three steps, please. Because the last thing I want for anyone in this world is to end up in the situation I'm in. That, like, as much as it pains me for me to be in this situation, like, I don't think I could stand seeing somebody else in this situation. I really couldn't. Like, that would be honestly pretty horrible. But, um, I mean, like some people said, it could always be worse. Could not have a place to stay. Could be out in the streets, you know. So all in all, being a loser, some of the perks, you don't have to worry about birthdays. Nobody fucks with you, so I mean, there's no, you don't have to worry about gifts. Don't have to. There's not a whole lot of responsibility in being a loser. You have your own personal goals, but It just kind of depends, really. I have my own goals. Like I'm gonna release the album this summer. Plan on trying to get another promotion before the next year rolls around. Maybe even find a better paying job, better than I'm getting paid now, which is actually pretty well. It's a pretty good jump from where I was. But if I can get more, then I'm gonna go for that. Um, and really just kind of move not towards getting a girlfriend per se, but move towards getting a well established financial stability, not even stability, like a surplus. Because stable means you're making it, but I want to be to where I'm in that surplus, which is kind of where it's headed now, so that's good. But if I can make it go faster, then we're gonna do that. Um, but yeah, just like I said, I'm gonna follow my 3 steps. I advise anyone who knows that other people see them as a loser, just don't take the path that I've taken. Definitely get good at lying, and practice on your craft just whenever you can, and don't do your craft in in public until you know 110% sure that there's going to be absolutely no fuck ups. And like I said, you have the plan B where you can lie and say, "No, I didn't fuck up. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." You just deny that shit straight out. Because, like I said, it's like you just got to be that way. Really, you see it in all the people that are at the top. So, like I said, just don't be a loser, and you'll be Kosh. Anyways, you guys take care. I hope you guys are having a good day, good week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.